No, they're good, aren't they?
Okay.
Do you want it over here?
Yes, let's do that. There we go. Okay, thanks again for taking the time out. I know you're off to the premiere this evening, aren't you?
True, yes.
Is it the world premiere?
No, we were in Toronto a few weeks ago.
Right.
That was the world premiere.
Toronto.
And then we open in Copenhagen in 2 weeks.
So this is the European premiere.
Yeah.
So that's quite a tour. Toronto, London. That's quite big. Are you like? I'm guessing this is planned for quite a big international release as well, then, which must be quite. Like, it's odd for a foreign language film to get such a
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, for such a small language.
Yeah.
Also. Yeah.
Well, it's always, we're always happy because we get so much, we import so much culture, being such a small country. So the Danes have always watched everything from Great Britain, America, obviously, France. We get films and television so we're always very happy when we can send something the other way as well.
I'm sure. Well, I've got to say, normally getting my wife to sit through a Christmas film at any time of year is an immense challenge, and she sat through the whole of that time of year, start of October and end to end, and really enjoyed it. So you get 5 stars in my opinion.
Oh,
Thank
lovely.
you. Thank you so much.
And I was just wondering, how did you approach the film? Did you all kind of set out to make a Christmas film or to make a family drama? Because that's really what it felt like.
I guess it's mostly a family drama that takes place in a very important evening, maybe the most important evening throughout the year, the 24th, because there are so many expectations in the families for it to be a really good evening with good food and good relations, and it's as everybody meets and want it really to be perfect. Like maybe it's also the same over here, but I think you can recognize something in it.
Definitely, it was like watching Christmas with my in-laws, to be honest.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, good or bad, depending. But I think the film was, I guess it's fair to say it was a bit bleaker than a standard Christmas film. It was a bit. It wasn't the typical happy ending.
No, that's true. It's definitely not a happy ending. It's much more.
Nice to meet you.
Paprika, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Fine. You look great. What?
But it is more a drama, a family drama, than it is a Christmas film, I would say.
Yeah.
Obviously, Christmas is just a wonderful frame. I mean, you always pick. It's like when you do a good thriller, you use the whodunit frame to really tell about people. And it's the same thing with this. It's the Christmas is a wonderful, because it's such a defined frame, but it's really, just a very fixed frame that makes it possible for everyone to immediately relate and identify, and then you can unfold the whole drama, what's going on between people in a family. Yes.
So when I was watching the film, it felt like there was. It didn't feel scripted. It felt quite naturally played out, and I just wondered if that was a conscious decision. If maybe they did their own thing, or how did you kind of approach making the film and bringing those characters to life?
You were also an actor in it, so you pointed at us.
Oh, it's just because I chose brilliant actors that makes everything seem so easy. It's very scripted. I have a couple of places in the movie where we're improvising, but that's like sometimes the scene went to here, and I thought there's a little bit more in it, so we kind of extended the scene a couple of places. But then I also made a lot of effort to kind of make the little dialogue in the corners going when the main dialogue was going. So I could say, because we had 2 cameras, never stop, unless we have like this scene, like the key scenes where everybody's listening to one person. It's like when you sit and eat, you'll have a small conversation with the guy next to you, or the girl next to you, or in front of you, and just make it work and talk about stuff that relates to Christmas or relates to the dinner, or and everybody, even the kids, were very, very good at that. Normally that can be very disturbing and very, exhausting to listen to, improvisations, but for some reason I think the setting also made it very, like, what you do when you're at the dinner table, what you do when people open presents. It's not like a very different and strange situation, and it's also, I would say, it's also a discipline. But I was very confident with the people that.
And with the script, it is really scripted.
But I'm not talking about the places where we didn't go.
Oh yeah.
So sometimes there will be maybe a little blah blah that's not in the script, but it wouldn't have been there if the script hadn't been there. It's not like, now we just talk, now this is the scene, just make up your own words. Never. I don't like that. And for me as an actor, and now also as a director, I grew up with watching Gene Kelly dance, and I thought, until I was very old, that he made up the steps while I was looking at it. Actually, every time I watched it, I thought, oh, today he's doing this steps, and that kind of effortlessness I really love, and I want to make sure that the actors and myself have the same kind of equilibrism.
Equilibrism?
Equilibrism, I don't know the word in English.
Oh, let's go with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it felt almost voyeuristic at times, because it just felt so natural. It felt like you were just watching a family at dinner at Christmas.
That's a very nice compliment.
Yeah, thank you.
That's very nice of you.
That is our job.
He likes the film.
To try and make you believe it.
Well, I kind of felt it did, because you said these nice things, but that was actually the purpose of, that the audience is kind of the one person that is the newcomer there, that's not really saying anything, just sitting watching those people. We have a little girl in there that's represented like that also, was looking at it, but she's 7 years old. So the claustrophobia, or the kind of, when things are awkward or cringeworthy, I hope you feel it as awkward and cringeworthy as the actress does, because when we shot it, it was kind of, we did the scene and then thank you and then, oh my God, no! Like you were like screaming, like if we had scenes like that where people were completely awful, we just made it, we did it, and then especially with this guy, when we were finished, we were like, oh my God, that was horrible, you're a horrible person, and it was actually also very liberating to work like that.
I have to say, and I'm sure it was deliberate, your character, Torben, he was excruciating to watch. It was, and I'm sure that was deliberate. But yeah, he was probably as close to a villain as you get in the film.
You're the villain.
Did you say Barbara?
Yeah.
Why would you say Barbara?
Well, there
She's
isn't
so
any
tight.
villains. That's the wonderful thing I think about
the villain
this.
is the father, if anybody is the villain,
Do you think?
Because he's just doing like that.
But there
villain,
is
I mean,
the
villain
ignorance.
The lovely thing about this script, I think, for an actor's point of view, is that every character are ridiculous, annoying, awful, wonderful, lovable. They are nuanced. So they are like people are, like we are.
But I see what you mean. He's the villain in terms of the first half of the film. He's the most annoying person in the room.
I guess it's more. I guess he's the antagonist. He kind of goes into a room and just finds a way to kind of hit everyone's nerve.
But he doesn't know.
No.
He's unconscious about it. Yeah.
Actually, I told Lars before we started shooting, there are two people who really can't wait and looks forward to this evening. You and your son. The rest of us just want it over with, My kids also, they all just want it over with, But he's so, and and it's a social thing, and they probably...
There's wine and food.
Yeah, because I don't find them very happy, so maybe it's not so often they go out, with friends and...
And he has no antennas. He has no sense of
that's true.
how his effect is on people.
And he just criticizes everything in a really nice and positive kind of, I can't wait to this party to start way.
So it would be like if Hitler's, didn't know what he was doing.
No, I don't know.
That's a bit like
I think there are a lot of people in the world who are like that, and that's probably why I love this character so much.
Also why you did at the end there is a scene where we sit in the staircase when Barbara walks up to him. There is kind of a relief in it because he realizes also I fuck up everything, or even toothbrushing his own child. He can't do anything right.
Yeah, I thought that was a really touching scene actually.
Yeah.
I think that said a lot not about as well as Torben, but also the Katrine's son.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I thought that was quite a punchy scene.
Where he walks in and takes over.
But I want to say about that guy that I've longed to do this. I've done this kind of types but more like in a fast kind of, exaggerated way. Now these characters are for me like to be able to direct them, and because they're really perceptive or to my taste. If I say, oh, this and this, this little thing that people does, that lack of empathy, that lack of musicality, that lack of just funny bone that some people don't have, but laugh all the time, but they're not funny, but they laugh before they tell the jokes, and it's just so annoying, and just to be able to make these characters and love them at the end. Oh, that was just like eating ice cream. It was just.
I think my favourite character, or most interesting character, was the young girl, and
The little one or the older?
The little one, Patricia's daughter. I think because of she was sort of young and the blonde hair, she was almost angelic, and she kind of became the centre point where characters like let their characters around her. And I thought that was really interesting. And did you kind of use her as an opportunity for
an angel
exposition?
Do you want me to be honest, or did you want me to pretend that everything was the way it was supposed to be? Actually, there's a lot of her cut out because she was actually an angel. I wanted to make that kind of Christmas layer, but the more I got into the editing, it didn't work. And it's always hard when you do these. I remember when we did Celebration, there was also like the ghost of the sister, and there was weird stuff, but it just kind of made the other stuff less valuable. So mostly I used her as this little witness, like we all have been this girl or boy sitting there in the couch watching the grown-ups fight and don't understand what's going on, just can hear the sounds, and because the little kid can't understand really what's going on, she can also heal everybody, so she heals my finger, and because for her something is hurting. Now I can see that is hurting, but I don't know why the other people are crying, because I don't know why they're shouting, and all that innocence, that is kind of angelic. So I think in the edit